guys, I wanted to do a video really quick as I promised. I'm going to be finishing up a series I've been doing about VSG just to share my experiences and some advice that I have about what you should get before. These are actually just applied to anyone that's having a gastric surgery, and what I used either to soothe myself after having the surgery or to replace my protein or to make sure I stay hydrated, okay? So these are my favorite products that I used while having VSG. So the first thing is, and I have this here for a reason, I want you to make sure that you order before you have surgery so you have it on hand. This is GenPro. It's a medical grade protein. I actually am in the middle of switching to a vegan option, but I still do use this one. It's probably one of the best if you're going to do a whey protein, which is dairy based whey protein. Okay, so it's a powder form, and you take a tablespoon. It comes with its own scoop. You take a tablespoon and you can add it to anything: soups, cream soups. You can add it to juices, but I'm going to be honest, I don't care for any of the protein shakes anymore. The gold standard is usually Premier Protein, which is a protein shake. I don't love it. It does give you 30 grams of protein, but for whatever reason, I think that my body is not liking dairy. It gives me a lot of almost phlegm feeling in my mouth. So to make sure that I get my protein in, I've been using GenPro, and I'm gonna be switching to Vega very soon. But you just take a tablespoon of it, and for me, this is my trick, okay? Because I don't love it mixed into things. Other people have no problems with it. I make shooters, basically a shot. I take just enough water to gulp it down. So I take that tablespoon, I mix it in, and literally shoot it back like a shot. And this is actually too much water. I add less. If you do this option, and so literally I can get it in 2 gulps, like one serving. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I can gulp this back. And about 2 weeks after surgery, I was able to do more than just sipping, okay? So it's probably half of this water is what I do. I mix it up. You just wanna make sure that you're getting your daily water intake if you do this option, because it's a lot of protein and you don't want that to bind you up. So make sure that you're still staying hydrated and sipping your water all day. So that's my trick. I just do like basically a shot of protein. So the recommendation is 60 to 90 milligrams from our physician. That would be about 3 shots of this a day. Usually I do 2 because I still consume quite a bit of protein with my meals, okay? And always eat your protein first, with your vegetables second, and then whatever starches you have last, okay? So that's GenPro. I'll leave a link to it if you get it off of Amazon, and I got it off of Amazon Prime. Just make sure that you order it so that you have it ready to go, either before when you're doing your pre-op or after when you come home. One thing that I use to stay hydrated is when you go through your fasting, when you have VSG, things taste extremely sweet. Sweeter than they have normally for you. And I think that's part of the fasting process. Things either were very syrupy or just taste sweeter than normally, so I'm always watering things down. This is Vitalite. It's a sports nutrition, like an electrolyte replacement. You can also get this off Amazon also. I love it. It's got 10 grams of carbs in it, 40 calories, but it's got magnesium, the same stuff that would come in Gatorade, but much less carbohydrates in it. I am getting away from using anything artificial. So if it's artificial sweeteners, a lot of people after they have surgery turn to using like Gatorade G2 or the one that doesn't have sugar in it, or drinks with artificial sweeteners. I'm not interested in that. When I started on this journey, I was already on a road to health with using essential oils instead of medications. Not always, but when I can. So we do about an 80-20 rule in this house when it comes to natural plant-based medicines. We've reduced our toxic load in our house as far as what we use to clean with. And so I just wasn't interested in getting back into artificial sweeteners. The studies on them about how lab rats put on weight when eating artificial sweeteners was overwhelming to me. I didn't want any more toxic carcinogens in my diet, and getting the VSG surgery was kind of the last piece of the pie for me, so I'm not interested in having artificial sweeteners. So I'm okay with having 10 grams of carbs of electrolytes. And I drink more so when you come back. You tend to be dehydrated because you can't get enough fluids in, and it really helped take the edge off. I like it because it is a very, very light taste. It is not a sweet lemonade. It tastes like a hint of lemonade in your water, but you just feel restored and refreshed with it. So if you're someone that doesn't like super sugary stuff, this was a great replacement. It doesn't have that slickery taste that some of the vitamin waters can have, kind of like some of the heavy Gatorades. It's just light and refreshing. So this is some good stuff, and it's one of those things that I like because it's no artificial anything in it. So when you have surgery, they fill your belly up with carbon, I think it's CO2, and that's what they use to expand it so they can see and do your surgery well. So one of the things you want to make sure that you take with you is a heating pad. And when you have the surgery, you want to be able to have your heating pad on your belly because it helps to dissipate the carbon dioxide and helps to take away the pain of they fill your belly up, and it's caused some visceral pain where you have discomfort from having that gas in there. So the other advice I have is walk, walk, walk. And I know they tell you to do that, but really the more I walked, the more that I was able to get the gas pains away. The other cheat thing that I didn't tell my mates who also had surgery, I had taken some digestion in. Digestion is an essential oil from doTERRA, and you all know I'm a wellness advocate for doTERRA, but it was a lifesaver for me because I had forgotten it the first 24 hours after surgery, and once I remembered that I had some, I put it on my belly and I started to release that gas immediately. It was like I could feel my bowels started rumbling, and I started to pass that gas, and I felt 100 times better. So I remember people saying, dang, you look great, you feel good, and I was walking, and I put that on my belly, and it really started to move that gas on my belly. So and it's called digestion. I'll link that. So the other thing that I took with me that was a lifesaver for me was this right here. This is an athlete's kit. It's like a travel kit. And in it comes with Deep Blue for like aches and pains or headaches. When you have surgery, you can no longer take NSAIDs, so you need to have another option. And let's say if you get a headache, let's say if your arthritis is bothering you. I had quite a bit of headaches, and I don't know if it was from dehydration or the stress. So this was a lifesaver, not only for me, but I ended up sharing some oils with some people down there, and this was one of them that we use for headaches. Just roll it on the top of your head, the back of your neck, and it's called Deep Blue Rub. It comes in this kit, okay? This kit costs as much as this thing does by itself, so it's always good to buy in kit form because you just get so much more for the price, okay? All right, and this one also comes with tea tree oil, and you can use that for skin issues, but one of the things I used was lavender. It was really hard for me to relax and sleep, so I used some of this and rubbed it on at night, especially being in a hospital and being out of the country. If you travel, this is On Guard. On Guard is used for to prevent from viral illnesses like flu or whatever, so I took a drop of that, rubbed it on my neck every day to prevent me from getting sick. Another thing that they had was Breathe. I ended up having some sinus issues just from traveling and then being pumped with fluids, so I would put that under my nose so I could breathe well. It's like a natural decongestant. Peppermint oil, this was a must. This is one that we passed around. The Zofran that they give you for nausea after surgery is not 100% effective. So all you do is take peppermint oil, either put it on your nose, put it on your gown. This is great for nausea. So this is one that also comes in this kit that we use for really bad nausea, and works like a charm. It also works for headaches. So you just put it above the forehead, behind the neck, and it works for head discomfort. Like I said, when you have surgery, you can't take ibuprofen or aspirin or BC powders. So you really need to invest and use some good oils so that you have something to cover you. This was just a personal thing that I took with me. It's Copaiba Marjoram Peppermint Aroma Touch because I had a pinched nerve in my neck that was flared up down there, so I rolled it in the back of my neck every day to help relieve the pain. This is called an inhaler, and so what you can do is, you don't need this. You can always just rub the peppermint on your shirt if you're having nausea, but they're pretty inexpensive off Amazon. I'll link these. All you do is take your peppermint oil, drop it on the inside. You open this up, and it comes with like a little felt in there. You drop the peppermint oil in there. You screw the cap back on, and you just use this to sniff. It's like an inhaler, kind of like, you remember those Vicks inhalers, but you use that to smell it to help relieve the nausea. So I have a friend that has cancer, and all of the medications they ever gave her, none of them work like peppermint oil, and she uses this brand. This is a lifesaver for her. She takes it to her treatment. She's been using it for a few years now, but Compazine, Zofran, all the other medications didn't work, and this is what she used. Plus it's all natural and doesn't give her any side effects. One of the last things I want to talk to you about is make sure that you're ready to take supplements when you go home. And also I would start biotin for hair, skin, and nails before you go down, like a month before. Take 10,000 is, they say 10,000 is the dose that they recommend. But this, I got 1 month's worth of Patch MD. These are, this is the biotin patch. I only used them for a week. I think that if you're someone that has a lot of nausea, these would be great for you because you just peel them off and stick them. Other than that, I've restarted on my Long Life Vitality because these weren't quite enough, and I didn't have the energy boost as the vitamins that we take that come from doTERRA. It's like their #1 selling thing outside of, not even outside, even more than oil. So I started taking theirs because they had like turmeric and a lot of stuff in it for inflammation. I went right back on our Long Life Vitality. But if you're someone that usually experiences, or you don't think that you're going to be able to take your vitamins, you may think about getting a month's worth of the Patch MDs, just so that you're covered in all of your vitamins. And it comes with, like, you can get a bariatric kit which has like your multivitamin, biotin, vitamin D, and B12 in it. So also invest in a good B12, and you want to use that sublingually. Goes into the tongue. It's easier to absorb that way. So make sure that you're getting extra B12, because when they make your stomach smaller, that's where it's absorbed. And so you want to make sure that you're replenishing what you're not getting. So if you have any questions for me, shoot them in the comments. I will be updating my weight loss. So far, I've lost 20 pounds. I am teetering on Wonderland. Today, it flashed to Wonderland, and I'm right on the nose of Wonderland. So I just need to lose a half a pound. But I've lost 20 pounds in about 3.5, 4 weeks, which is amazing. I feel fantastic. Most of the weight is coming off of my face, I noticed first. So, and my rings were a little bit loose. But if you have any comments or questions for me, drop them in the comments. I'll be updating, like I said, my weight loss journey probably like once every other week, so you can see some before and after pictures and know where I am. And I also will be continuing my other videos, which you've been following me for a while. You know that I'm a lifestyle vlogger. I do other things about family, frugal living. I do a lot of DIY projects around the house. Things about parenting, so I will also be doing those regularly. So thanks for following me. Make sure you like, share, and I always do this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for joining me on Mom Saving Grace. Have a blessed day.